Good morning, everybody. This morning I was reading about the war in Ukraine and Russia, and they were saying NATO must prepare in a long war because Russia is planning on a war of attrition. I was like, what is attrition? I look up the word, and it's a process of putting constant pressure and reducing the strength of an adversary, until épuisement, how do you say that? It wears off. And then it made me think of my own situation. I was like, is this what's happening? This is really what I feel is happening. It's like I'm fighting for my community, I'm fighting for my family, I'm fighting for my business, I'm fighting for the UN, I'm fighting for promoting people who inspire me and that I thought, were on my side. And then I'm running, I'm like, are we friends? Are we together? Are we on the same side? Or is it all people against me trying to get me until I'm completely worn off, Sometimes I'm wondering, are we on the same side? Or am I against something, that there is a conspiracy? I don't know. The oil company, are you all sponsored by oil companies maybe? And this is why you're not promoting my stuff or supporting my business because it's not in your own interest? I don't know. I'm just trying to understand the mindset, It's like, because at least in a war, you know who's on your side and who's not on your side. In my case, I'm still wondering some days, who's on my side? Are we really on the same side? Because it doesn't look like it. It looks like people are watching me struggle until I'm completely out of resources and I lose my son and I lose my house because, some people are watching, some people can't wait for it. But anyways, that's the most confusing things when you're like, am I really fighting for something that's gonna pay off? A better future for me and letting me be involved in something that's gonna change the world? Because you see, I'm driving right now. I know it's bad to drive, but you see all the chemtrails in the sky? You see those chemtrails? Then all the kids, everybody's in Jacksonville is coughing. And I'm driving towards that, and I was like, it's like a barrier in front of my face all the time. And why do people fight for that? You want chemtrails in the sky? You want people to have lung disease and be sick? Or are we trying to make a better world where we're fighting for clean air, clean atmosphere, clean water, clean conversation, clean communication? You know what I posted last night about me sending paintings out? When my friends, they're like, oh, but why are you sending all this stuff out? You got a son to feed. Well, first off, that's what they say, not what I say. I feed my son, okay? I would never do something that prevents me from feeding my son. But why am I saying that? Are we in the same team? Even my ex-husband, I'm like, I'm completely transparent about everything I do, because we're here to make a better future for our son, and helping me get my better future is making a better future for my son as well. I'm not here to hide things or make secret stuff. I'm proud of everything that I do. I'm proud when I send paintings out. I'm proud when people have the paintings, people who I believe deserve it, and because they're awesome, and that I want them to have the art and to create partnerships. I think this is legit. But yeah, guys, reciprocity, a thank you, just a thank you, seriously. Somewhat I feel like this is the training too, when I'm gonna go ahead, if I do work at the UN and fight for a transition from oil to renewable energies, we're gonna hit at a lot of doors that are gonna be closed, gonna talk to a lot of corporations that don't care at all, you know, because their economic interests. Yeah, okay, but can the people that are on my side be on my side? I really don't understand how you can promote people, follow their trainings, be together, and they just ignore you like you don't even exist. They should be the first people here trying to publish your book. That's just a big lesson of life for me, and even though I'm still admirative in some ways, but of course the relationship is a lot different now. Yeah, how people make you feel, that's very true. How people make you feel, how people make me feel, I don't know. I used to be joyful and enthusiastic, and now I just don't find in this country I haven't found. I found people who talk a lot, but how does it manifest in my reality? I'm still waiting to see. Long term, you know, people don't. It's hard to see the long term when you're in hardship. That's also the thing, you know. People want you to help them, but when it comes for them to make compromises, they're like, oh no, you know, I'm not gonna make these compromises. And I'm like, yeah, you, at some point, everybody's gotta make a compromise if you want to evolve together. But it's always in one way. The people that are in power, they don't feel like they have to make a compromise because their situation is comfortable. And this is not how we're going to build the future. The future generation is about reciprocity, is about putting the environment before. If you really care about your children, you have to work for the environment before your own economy. Like money doesn't go trees, only time does. And yeah, that's a lot of stuff I'm thinking about. That on one, I feel like I've been wasting a lot of time doing my business for the support I'm receiving right now. But at the same time, I do see support I'm hoping to see will materialize. But anyways, that's the point for today. My question is, who's on your team? Who's on your team? Are you showing your team who's with you? Are you making people feel valued? Is it always one way? That's my question. Have a good day, everybody. And one more thing I want to say also is, from my own experience, do things for you. Don't do things for others. Do things for you, do things for your kids. What I do it before because first I did it to make people I admire, to make them proud, and because my dream was to work together, and I believed I deserved a bigger future as well, you know, and build a legacy for my son. Now I got a new speech, you know. I'm like, don't do things for others, do things for you, because when you disappear, people replace you in 1 minute. When you're no longer the hype on social media, people forget about you in 2 minutes, you know. So you're no longer the number one hit, someone else is gonna come as a better hit, you know. So don't do things for approval of other people. And that's sad. That's the worst thing that could come from my mouth, you know. My previous boss, when we were working together, he was always telling me, you know, indispensable people, there's many of them in the cemeteries, in the graveyards. In other words, if you think you're irreplaceable, when you die, you'll prove the world that people replace you in 1 minute. And it always made me feel mad, because I was like, so what? We're not important? We don't matter, you know? And I was always like, no, I don't agree with that. Nobody can replace you. We're unique. There is only one like you. You know, this is why the world needs you. And when you have some friends and some friendship, you know, sometimes with my best friend we argued and real bad, you know, you did this, no, you did that, blah blah. And then we're like, okay, look, we're best friends. We got to fix this. You know, there's no one can replace you. And my best friends were 10 years, 20 years, we're still friends, no matter how many times we argued. But with the social media, that's the thing. I'm telling you, I see the days when I'm kind of vanishing. The world keeps going with or without you. That's sad. That's what it is nowadays. It's the hype. Who's got the hype? The hypest hype. So don't try to impress people too much, you know. Impress yourself and impress your kids. Do put yourself first, or trying to help other people because you have a consciousness, you're compassionate. So people ask for help and you want to help them because you can't sleep at night. So you're so empathetic. You can't sleep at night if you're not helping them. And then you realize they don't care about you. They just want to take what needs to take. They're not going to give anything. Not their time, not their money, not their energy. So stop giving. But I'm sorry. I was not like this. My speech was keep giving, be considerate of others. But my experience proves me not to. My experience proved me not to. This is sad, guys. We live in the best era in terms of comfort for certain people, not everybody. But the mindset of discomforts comes with a lot of individualism, selfishness. It's a survival. I feel we're still in a survival society. You know, some people are here talking about thriving, but they put you in a situation of survival just to see. Like it's like the show. You know, it's like a show game. At the time of the ancient Rome and stuff like that, they had to dive to entertain people, you know. So they created the Olympic Games, they created the warrior fights and stuff like that. People have to be entertained, so they don't think too much, don't look for the truth. Don't think that's very true now. People have to think, people have to look for the truth, but not too much of the truth. We don't want to be hurting our reputation, you know. I think that's one thing I did. I never hid anything. I was always transparent, and it went against my own fate, you know. Sometimes. So what do we learn from that? Lie, hide the truth, think only about yourself. I don't regret helping people. I don't regret writing this book about everything I really meant about other people. I don't regret helping people staying in my house. Because this is the things that I wish people would do for me, you know. And that if everybody would do that for each other, if everybody would invest $5, $10, $100, I don't know, whatever you can invest for other people, other businesses, all the small businesses would thrive. All the people would have the confidence. Yeah, I can open a small business. Yesterday I have one of my friends. She's amazing. She's smart. She works in a hospital, ultrasound. And she was like, it's horrible in the hospital for the ultrasound. You only get pretty much 8 minutes per person. If you're spending more than 8 minutes, or you're talking to the patient, trying to make them feel good, reassure them, you know, and stuff like that, they tell you you don't have time for that. You need to just rush the patient one after the other. And she was like, it's horrible. I want to do real estate. I was like, what? You studied for ultrasound? You loved it? It's like, no, it's in a hospital. It's cold. What was I thinking? I was like, why don't you open your own ultrasound place, you know, where you tell people, hey, at my place, you know, you're not going to be rushed. You're going to be listened to. I'm taking good care of you because I care about you. And she's like, yeah, but oh my God, it's so much investment, you know. I can never open a small business like that. And this is everybody. All my friends, they're like, oh, you're applying for the UN? Do you really think you have a chance? You know, my ex-husband, just get a phone line job from home. You know, it's like people want small for you. For themselves, because they don't believe they have an option. They don't believe they have people don't believe they have a power to change things, you know, because you have a knock at the door so many times. And even when I have knocked at the door so many times, I'm still wondering why people don't open the door. You don't want to make things change. You don't want to change the world. What is that? What kind of society is it? Where people who help each other, they feel stupid. Now I'm gonna have to justify, you know, why did I help people? Why do they send gifts? Why, you know, why did I have to justify doing good deeds? You know, because it goes against my own interest, financial situation. You know, a judge is gonna ask me, no, you should put all your money to your kids first. Yeah, this is investing in my future, investing in what I believe could work for my kid. But I think the world is still working backwards, and not just for the people who are struggling, also for the successful people. You know, there's a lot of mindset that needs to be changed, and evolve a little bit into more compassion and make good people feel good. And yeah, so that's my questioning from today, you know. Anyways, it was long enough. Have a good day.